full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor, that's what I heard. He's a connector, oh yeah. He's a brilliant leader, I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're 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 gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Kenn Bosak.
There are many different ways to buy Bitcoin, but the cheapest and fastest way to buy Bitcoin with cash is with a coin flip Bitcoin ATM. Coin flip ATMs allow anyone to buy Bitcoin with the lowest fees and within just a few steps. Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm one of the hundreds of store owners who partner with CoinFlip. In this convenient store, we host a CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM. We earn passive income, more foot traffic, and we get free advertising done by the CoinFlip team. Getting the ATM was easy. We just contact the CoinFlip team at info@coinflip.tech, and they handle everything with no cost to the store owner. This includes installation, maintenance, marketing, and even 24/7 customer service. We just provide a small space within the store. To get your own CoinFlip Bitcoin ATM and join the monetary revolution, contact CoinFlip today. info@coinflip.tech or fill out the form at request.coinflip.tech. 773-800-0106.
And we're live, bros.
Hey, welcome to the show, bro and broettes. Nice to meet
Everyone's
you.
a bro.
Okay, fine.
Everyone's a bro.
Okay, fair.
I'm a bro. You're a bro. She's a bro. We're all bros.
I'm such a bro. Yeah.
It's unisex. It's a unisex term, as they would say in the 90s.
No, but it's 2021 now, so we say genderless.
Ah, there we go. You're enlightening me today. You're fixing me. All
He's
my
very
bad
gender
habits are
neutral.
coming to light.
I'm gonna align your
align my chi, my chakra.
What am I trying to figure?
Chakras, I think it's like,
Right, but it's almost like I wanted to throw another word in there somewhere, like almost like social chakra, or something to that expect.
You're like the shaman of crypto world. I guess, at this point.
Yeah, let's let our guest introduce herself, because people that are tuning in may not know who you are. So please
Yes.
let them know.
Um, well, thank you for having me on. My name is Kledia Spiro. I am an interdisciplinary artist, mostly focusing on performance and video work, but performance is very near and dear to my heart. So I think that has been my primary medium for the last like 6-7 years. Yeah, I come from actually like a traditional painting background and switched that to like installation, and then here we are. Performance really, not to go too deep, but it made its way into my life in 2010 when I saw like a retrospective of a Marina Abramovich show, and it actually was super, in my opinion at the time, like very masochistic, and it just didn't land well, but I couldn't stop thinking about it for years after. And I was like, well, there's something to this medium if I obviously can't stop thinking about its impact. And that's when I considered merging my practice. I also do Olympic lifting, not in the
I've seen that. That's like some legit lifting.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's like the snatch and the clean and jerk, and that's when I decided to fuse Olympic lifting with performance art, because the aspect of being there in real time and using your body as the medium rather than paint just felt more like a, how do I put it? Like it just felt like it would have a bigger impact than, again, like seeing it two-dimensionally, than all your senses being sort of engaged. So that's where I come from. I can go more in detail, but that's sort of a very, very Cliff Note version of my background in arts.
Of course, yeah, it must be just, the tip of the iceberg, so to speak, of it. But
Yeah.
I think that it's interesting that, you come from that, perspective of art and adopting it into this digital, way. I'm just curious how, with where you're at right now with that, like, where do you see that bridge that combines that, tangible art with non-tangible art like NFTs?
Yeah, that's such a great question. And honestly, so I've been in this sort of NFT space and the Clubhouse space for like, the last like 3 weeks. It's taken over my life, like 20 hours a day. And I was just thinking to myself, how can this incredible like renaissance that I feel is happening in the art sphere, how can that still contain some ephemeral aspects that we all sort of almost like need in our lives? The things that like we don't even think about, like sight and smell, and like some other senses that might happen in a performance. So when I been thinking about the minting, for instance, like my first NFT, I thought about, can you mint, one, a concept, which I think you can, and two, like the things that remain from the performance that might really hopefully like touch you. And so that's how I've been thinking about it. So like the remnants of my performance, which sometimes is what I'm wearing, is a super important part, or like the audio. I do a lot of what I call like audio collage. So the audio is super important. Can they have that piece? And then if they want, they can have like the whole bundle, like unlocked content. And then they can have my outfit that I like sweated on, but not the sweat part, like the outfit that I've been wearing for every single performance for 6 years. Can they have that? And I think they can. And then that's something that is tangible if they ever wanted to have like the documentation, which it often comes in high-res photos or video, and they can have a tangible aspect of the performance.
Yeah, it's amazing that you're fractionalizing your performance and selling it that way. We know people that are doing that with art. We had somebody on yesterday that's doing that, and it's cool to see it with a concept like a performance. You're taking it a step further, and that's what we're going to see, is a lot of people being creative and just applying this to everything they can think of. So yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
what we have right now is just like a 2D view portal for, media experiences. Like I can only experience media in a very two-dimensional way, but we're starting to see like projectors that can like use augmented reality in your living room at pretty reasonable prices, that if you were to
That's
take
so
that
cool.
performance and, make that into an NFT, I could use this, MetaMask projector to use augmented reality, sit on the couch, and actually feel like I'm
Oh my
in the
God.
theater and have that holographic augmented reality of you performing right in front of me as
Oh my
if
God.
I'm there in real life. That is actually coming, but I don't know how long it'll take to see those view portals for NFT media. But those media files are already out there for, movies. You can get those like things, and there's artists that are playing around with it, not using NFTs, but this new media file format for art that can be engaged with. Imagine seeing
So neat.
somebody that painted a tree in augmented reality, and you own that art, and you could actually display it in the corner of your house like you would a real tree. And
Yeah.
it's
I love it. Yeah.
engageable. You could actually go by and just like swipe the leaves. You may not feel them, but they'll react.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so exciting. I don't want to cut you off, Nathan, if you had something to say, but I
Oh
have
no, I
something
was just saying,
exciting.
like I work with a company called Super World. It's like my baby. I love that project,
Oh,
and it's like we're trying to enable people to do just that.
Yep,
Creative,
exactly.
to kind of build that experience in their own way, from their own viewpoint, and let people interact with it in different ways.
She could buy the theater in Super World and
Yeah,
then in the augmented reality overlay her performances.
oh my God.
yeah, it's
I
crazy.
love that idea. Oh my God. I'm going to look into the super world. Seriously.
Yeah, contact me. We'll get you in touch with people
Okay.
internally, and yeah, it'll be
Have
cool.
you played around with anything in crypto voxels or Decentraland, and maybe thought about how you could incorporate your performances into those metaverses?
I've definitely thought about it. I haven't bought any land yet, but I spoke to someone Monday about like what it would be like to own a performance art museum in Decentraland and like help other artists, because I'm not seeing like performance artists in the visual realm like even enter the space, because I feel like they're always on the fringes, like, and me included, in the medium of fine arts. And so it'd be neat to kind of help them in that way, but in my own, but I never even thought of it for myself, and maybe that's the starting point, right? Is like
Yeah.
I kind of own some, I don't know, own some land there and start a theater. I don't know, Nathan, you'd have to help me with that part.
Yeah,
Like one of those
you be
things.
your
If
own
you
proof
build
of
it, they will
concept.
come.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Be your own proof of concept. Build it,
I
use
love
it
that.
yourself, show them how it worked for you, and then now you can start
Oh
being
my
more of a
God.
producer instead of and
Yeah.
you can perform whenever you want, but what you'd be
Yeah.
ended up doing is more production, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and like our app is in beta right now, but what we aim for is to allow you to kind of create, discover, monetize any sort of 3D or AR content in our world.
Oh my
And it's,
God.
it's
Well,
an AR virtual reality world mapped over the real world. So it's like actually you're in it right now and you don't know it. So it's like,
oh my God.
yeah. So combine that with like your creative mind and just create the world that you dreamed of when you're in your bedroom as a kid playing with your toys, imagining your friends and the environment. Like that's what we're going to give people the ability to build and
So
interact.
incredible.
Yeah, we
It's
love it. We're
interesting
super
because
excited.
I'm so excited to hear this. I actually, so I have an upcoming like solo show in real in real life, and I did use augmented reality
Oh,
for a portion of it. And so what I did, a big part of my work is also the metaphor of training to lift my parents because of their sacrifices. But like, I immigrated here when I was 9 years old to the United States, and they just like that weight. It hasn't really been a burden, but more of like a celebration for me to try to like lift them up, and that their sacrifices
yep.
didn't go, to waste. And that's sort of my life's work. And I did an augmented reality piece where I 3D scanned my living room and dining room with them and my sister in it, like, you know, drinking tea or like being in like, so essentially
What?
bringing my home to your
That's
home and
some
seeing.
Tony Stark Marvel movie
Yeah.
stuff. Like when he was talking to his dad in augmented reality. You remember
Yeah.
that scene where Tony Stark did that? That's so crazy.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you
You
I
can
have
was
do
those
like,
some
moments.
Tony Stark stuff in real life.
Yeah, there's moments
yeah,
that you wish
like,
could last forever, and they
yeah.
can now, technically.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, so you can have coffee with my parents now and
Yeah.
like feel what my
What?
like an immigrant home feels like, because it's very different. Like there's the fake flowers and there's like all these
Yeah.
tokens that you're like, oh wait, this doesn't seem, you know, like a traditional household. And then there's all my paintings from back in the day, and they're like 8x4 and all this thing. So it's so neat to now like think of this as living forever and in
Yeah, it's
another mode.
super unique. Like in 10 years from now, we'll be able to it's probably going to be indiscernible from reality. Like
Well,
we
yeah, I
can't
mean, look at even Facebook, right? Like, look how quickly Facebook, just as a platform, has grown and evolved and become something so different every time it has an update, to the point where it's like you couldn't even upload a GIF. An animated GIF to Facebook at one point,
Yeah.
right? And now we
Yeah.
can do not just that, but you can upload a 360 photo or one of those 3D photos, and very soon Facebook will probably have a way to engage with that augmented media that you're doing. So, something, some way that will these devices, these view portals, my computer, my TV, my phone, they'll be able to support these things soon. It's just not yet. Right, it's just a matter of time. I wonder who may be first, and I'm hoping it will probably be Instagram. They kind of have been setting the standard of like media and images and art and stuff. So I'm thinking if somebody's going to have something where I could like swivel the art around, or like, oh wait, this is a 360 painting, I could turn it around. It'll probably be on Instagram or something, maybe. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, also that, and if you're centralized, the odds again of the time it'll take for them to implement the tech that could engage with augmented or even interactive media, beyond that 360, it'll take a while. And then add how long it'll probably take to use NFT technology on top of that. There's already the platforms like Superworld, or even things that are being built on Hive or whatever. Like there's dApps out there that are already doing things that are already in a better position than Facebook and Instagram for the tokenized aspect of it. But I think first the market's probably going to be the mainstream boys when it comes to like Vivi, that Vivi app that people are falling in love with. Have you seen that? It's just like an augmented collectibles. It's not really like what I would call an NFT, but it's like digital collectibles. And you could buy like a Batman collectible, or a Harley Quinn collectible, and you could put it on your desk in your room. And only way to see it is through your phone. But it's like it's always in the same spot that you put it in. It's kind of cool. Right. So you could walk into my house and see an empty shelf, but it's not really empty, because if you pulled your phone out, you can see all the little like digital action figures. Oh, hold up. Yeah. So I wanted to. I hold.
Sorry, with
Oh,
like the
there we
Apple
go.
glasses that are gonna come out, that's gonna be super accessible too.
Yeah, and we're cross-platform, so we'll be able to link up with like all the different technologies, and like a lot
Oh,
of other companies are out there too doing cool stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it's exciting all together in the VR and AR and just art world, NFT world right now.
So cool.
I want the Google glasses to come back just to make fun of everybody who made fun of the people that were using them.
I
You,
know. Like
those
I feel
poor
like
nerds.
Yeah, when you put those on at my property, you're gonna see like whales swimming through the forest and like weird. So like that's
uh,
that's the difference. Like it's coming back around. All the things that weren't supposed to catch on are gonna catch on. Look at text messaging, segues, anything. Like honestly, Bitcoin itself was never supposed to catch on like it did, and now it's like all anybody can talk about, even in the mainstream.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's going to be something that we never expected. Like us
I have your link tree up. I want to post this in the comments for the live stream. Hey, everybody watching, thanks for letting me know. We lost audio for a second, but I got it back, so it wasn't a big deal. TC Dixon, how goes it? Alexander, Mellow Fellow, Steve R82. Oh, Mellow Fellow dropped the $5 super chat. Bro, you're going to make... Okay, fine. You get one. I'll do it. So this is tradition. When people send me money, I just have to spend it for them.
Didn't you have a new thing that you were considering doing? Something maybe edible?
Yeah, but they didn't know that, so now I'm going to tell them. Every time you guys send me a super chat, I'm going to eat one of these, and they're 100 milligrams each, so...
Oh my God.
Anyway, back to the chat. I shared the
Who knows
link.
where this chat will go now?
Yes,
We're gonna tranquilize you.
check it out. So I got the website up on the front here, and I see on the link tree, first one says, own my first performance NFT, a one-of-one painting, and it has some unlockable content behind it. What would that unlock?
So that's going to unlock. So I have with that performance 188 high-res photos that you'd get if you own that performance. And then the painting that came from the performance, there was a painting that I was on a piece of plywood, and I painted with a bodysuit on, and basically you would get that piece, the actual painting piece, and a review of the like a written review by another performance artist that's now deceased, but she was a really incredible artist and friend of mine that I feel that her words really captured the performance in a way that sometimes even photos can't. So yeah, that's what you would get. So you would get like that physical aspect, like I was talking about. So that's actually a pretty large piece. I think that's also 8x4, 8 feet by 4 feet. Yeah, and then you'd get like 188 like high-res photos, because we had 2 different photographers, so there was like thousands of photos, and those were like the best ones in my opinion. So those haven't been seen. Like some of them are up on my website, but the rest like haven't been seen. And then you'd get this essay that was written by Leah Cariello was her name. Yeah, and I think that sometimes words can capture something aesthetic more than the aesthetic itself, like if that makes sense, more than the visual.
Yeah,
like the words can resonate
good writer
more.
can inject that feeling into the words. There's something about like somebody that's good at writing is able to capture that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically what, songs are, right? And one of the most moving ones that, I mean, from my childhood, most people are like their national anthems. And most national anthems come from a place of, despair, but trying to see the beauty in it. From, all nations have like their national anthems. And those people were witnessing war, but trying to find that silver lining, or still trying to like document it in a way that was beautiful, but also capitulated the seriousness of it as well. So we're like, that's the same that we can see in this, it's
like in our national anthem, like when it says the flag was still there, like that's just a metaphor for like, we went through hell and you can't.
I love that so much. It's an art national anthem. I'm going to quote you on that because I love that so much. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like her words like made me come to tears, because it was like, oh my God, how did someone that didn't know anything about this piece, like this is what they got out of it. And yeah, so sometimes the words are better than the visual. That's because they experience, right? Like they experience that in real time. And so now, again, it's kind of cool to think of this medium in the NFT world. And I think it's such an important world for other artists, but especially performance artists to join, because performance art, like has just been, for some reason or other, like not used as much. I mean, it has in some capacity, you know, in some museums you'll see it, but it's often, what I'm afraid of is that it's often used as a spectacle or as an add-on to things rather than
Right.
being a medium in and of itself. And I try really hard to not have it. Oops, sorry, my battery. Can you still see me? I try really hard for that not to be the only thing, because it's inevitable that there is going to be a spectacle aspect just because of the virtue of the medium of performance. But yeah, it's a fine line between like entertainment, solely entertainment, and, you know, the content kind of reaching you somewhere else. Hopefully that makes you think down the line.
There's that dirty thing of promoters using live entertainers essentially just as lures to attract dollars and sell drinks and, you know, just sell merchandise. And it kind of puts the power back in the performer's hands, I guess, in some ways.
Exactly. That's how it feels. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and, you know, the gatekeeper problem, you don't have to worry too much about, you know, middlemen like iTunes telling you that your music isn't okay. You don't need an iTunes, or you don't need that theater that may say that you don't, you know, you don't fill enough seats or whatever the case, or your art isn't, you know, to our liking because of whatever. And you don't have to worry about that when we can just say, well, I can put it on the blockchain. I can put it on Superworld. I can put it on Crypto Voxels. I can do this metaverse, and you know, kind of like what crypto's really been for so many years is being your own bank. But you as an artist, what you can do now is be your own theater, be your own auction house, be your own gallery, be your own everything, including your own bank. That's just like the cherry on top. And I love the art that you're doing and bringing into NFTs. It's very unique. And with like the written word part of it, with the 188 resolutionary photos, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest NFTs in quantity of images I've probably ever seen. And I love that you used Mintable.app. What was your experience like making your first NFT, coming into this, maybe as somebody who I don't even know if you bought one before you did this, or what was it like minting your first NFT from somebody who's never done that before?
Yeah, it was definitely one of those all-nighter things, like
forgot to eat.
Yeah,
forgot
like
to
one
sleep.
of those. Yep, no, seriously. But I was so inspired by this musician called Oli Sounds. Like, I have to give a big shout out to her. I like listened to her on Clubhouse recently, and I reached out to her and I asked her, you know, what her opinion was, because she worked with Lau, 3 Lau, like a musician that minted his first album that was like I don't know, did really well.
I bought it.
She used Mintable. You did?
Yeah, I got Blau's very first NFT. It came with a physical collectible and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought it.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so congratulations. That's huge.
You know what's the best part about that? Forget the monetary value. I told Blau to his face 2 years ago in Las Vegas everything that's happening right now. I said it. I told him everything. Like, you're gonna make an NFT. It's gonna be a music video. It's gonna be like, we had a conversation, and then like 2 years later, he DMs me and he was like, "Dude, it's happening."
Stop it. Well, all right, can you foresee my future? Can you do that for me? Like, just put that out in the universe.
I hope it is that interactive holographic. You already sound like, before I even knew, you were already working with augmented reality, and I think that is going to be a very powerful a way to experience things. You know, like you say with the performance. People don't realize, but like capturing something like the Capitol riot on YouTube in the moment is capturing performance art of some sort. So like, you know, that to be able to experience these events, whether they are scripted or just reality, you know, it's going to be powerful to be able to say, you know, I could watch a movie about, like, you know, the German war, and with, you know, with whatever. I could see movies about World War II. but I can't experience World War II like I could maybe now experience the Capitol riot with all these angles and people filming it. And now if I set up like a trailer, I could experience the Capitol riot, experience a piece of history. But all I can do is read about the history of our past. I can't experience
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So,
The
so neat.
so I
historic
think you're going to be able to
reenactment.
bring history to an experienceable event.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
What if one day the clip on YouTube could actually be set into your real world environment somehow in virtual reality, and now you're like
Yeah.
interacting with the riot in some weird way, and you're like, oh God, this is like a time machine almost.
Yeah.
Like that, it opens weird doors to like question things, which is what I think is cool.
That's and like in a sort of a more lighthearted note, like imagine me
Yeah,
teaching
more
you
like
how to how to like Olympic lift in your bedroom, like, and
Yeah.
now you do it like this
Safely.
way.
It's happening in ways, right, with those like Peloton type things
Yes.
where it's like you have like
Yeah.
Those
there's like a
mirror
mirror
type-
tablet.
yeah.
It's a mirror tablet. It's a
Yeah.
huge touch screen, and
I
then a
know.
giant person hologram from like Planet of the Apes comes out, and
Yeah.
they're telling me how to do. And like, no, your spine's not right. You're gonna pull a muscle. I'm like, how? How is this is But it's happening.
You're about to
I know, it's so
huge.
cool.
Yeah,
It's
like
cool.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of interesting educational things like that where you can learn in a safe environment, like without throwing your back out or without tearing your ACL, how to like deadlift something.
So before I off tracked with the whole Blau thing, you were talking
Oh yeah,
about
sorry.
your
Yeah, I
Mintable
was getting
one,
into
right?
Mintable.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Mintable was actually a very easy process. Honestly, it was just me being like OCD about every image and wanting to make sure everything was, I put it on IPFS, like the images, and it allows 300 megabytes. So even the photo that's sort of used as the icon photo, if you will, I had to downsize that a bunch because that was high res. So it was just like little things like that, and I used 3 photos that you can kind of peruse through just to see what it's about. The smart contract aspect was easy. I first decided to do it as a bid and then changed my mind. And so because it wasn't showing up as like, it wasn't easy to find as a bid. That's at least my experience. So I felt like, you created an NFT, but I was even having a hard time finding where it was. So unless you made it like a sellable item, it kind of got lost.
We have the same
there.
problem with Wax and pretty much any marketplace right now with NFTs. If you want to do auctions or things involving bids or other things like drops and everything's kind of chaotic to find when they're on the marketplaces. There's sort of like early day eBay. Remember when eBay first came out, how hard it was?
Oh my God.
You would search toothbrush and it would be like the most random things and no toothbrushes. I had to find.
It'd be like horses mane, like taking care.
Yep.
But I do have to say that other than that, like it was a pretty easy process. I did get like recently a foundation invite, so that's I'm going to put out one of my performances on there on April 7th. So that was like 28 days from yesterday, so 27 days. And that one is the one that I'm gonna have like the outfit that I was wearing. I'm gonna put that in as like unlocked content, and I'm gonna have it's a video that I've never put out, like the actual full documentation. They'll have that and the high res photos. So I'm excited to do that. I was nervous, although I don't know if you guys heard about foundation yesterday. There was some little hiccups in the minting aspect. Like someone tried to mint and then they went on a continuous like minting without stopping. Like they just were like they couldn't stop.
So NFT printer go burr.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
not good.
but I have to say I joined the clubhouse where the CEO foundation joined, and like the community, I don't know exactly know her title, community engagement manager, was there, and they were pretty professional about how they handled it, because people were angry, of course, and like they were frustrated. A lot of people lost you know, ETH, like their wallets were empty at the end of it because it just kept pulling out gas money. And so, you know, I think that because we're so early and like, you know, there's a lot of experimentation going on. I think there's going to be things like that. So I'm hoping by April 7th, some of those things on Foundation are figured out, especially because I'm putting on like this type of content that's on, you know, I don't want it to go on a continuous loop of minting. So, but yeah, Foundation seems like a really awesome platform too, and I've seen some amazing artists on there, so I'm feeling super lucky to have an invite to go on there.
Yeah, I mean, you're already a part of, you know, the day oneers. Honestly, we're still so very, very early into the, you know, the NFT adoption phase. Like, it kind of feels like, you know, in 2021, if you kind of look back at history, people will maybe assume this is when NFTs were originally founded and created, even though it was like 2017, late 2016, like. So even Bitcoin with color coins were technically like the first NFTs to me. So this goes, you know, but we're finally seeing it adopted. So it's like just having that start right now is putting a lot of artists, including yourself, in that position to potentially be this era's, you know, and you know, Picasso or something. You know, I don't know a lot of famous artists.
Hey, any day I get compared to Picasso, I'm just like, that's a good day.
Yeah, I always get uncomfortable by any comparisons like that. I always go, okay, I'm not listening. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. And it's like even saying sometimes, I don't know if you feel this way, Nathan, but like even saying I'm an artist seems like such a almost like elitist thing.
Well, even Picasso, but even Picasso had his Picasso. I can't remember his name, but even he gave his boy credit in shout outs. And so artists have learned from artists, artists. But the thing is, what they have taken from what they have learned and reimagined it, they have revolutionized art. We've seen those renaissances over and over again. And just saying you're at that part of this renaissance of digital art, of tokenized art. And this is like the birth of the art economy. You know, it's sort of like a joke on everybody who ever made fun of a art graduate. What are you gonna do with that college degree you spent all that? Really? Because Beeple just made like $100 million bajillion as an artist.
Crazy.
He just sold like 64 million or something.
69.
69.
Yeah, it got
for the lulz. You know it was for the lulz. Somebody would have paid 70, but they held back just so they could see 69 on Forbes and CNN.
Now you can't say 70. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how when your Twitter followers get too high, you start saying crazy stuff to get it back to like the number 420.
Who does that?
I don't know what that's like. I literally just got on Twitter just because of Clubhouse. Like,
I'm all right. So I want to talk a little bit about that too, because wow, you're being like baptized into like the waters of crypto Twitter. And I haven't had the pleasure of really asking somebody so new to this community what that's been like. Have you had any like run-ins with like tribalism? Because immediately in my chat, somebody was like, "Oh, why is this on Ethereum? Why is this not on Wax?" Or
that's not the point. People
right,
get so caught up in
NFT is an NFT, bro, and I get it. I totally get it. If there's an artist that is selling a piece of art and it's only available at Christie's, you're not going to go up to Beeple and be like, "Yo, bro, why don't you have any art at Target?"
Yeah.
There's artists that do have art at Target. Go buy that Target art. You know what I mean?
That's so true. I don't think I'm at that level to have, I mean, at least yet. Maybe this will help. I don't think I'm at that level where people are like following my work so critically, like at least on the online platforms where they're like, why would you choose Mintable over, you know, ASIC?
It was the best Ethereum option you made. I don't really like Ethereum too much, but Mintable is the best. You nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Oh my God, that's so.
Yeah, because whenever anybody comes in here saying that they did OpenSea or Rarible, Ken immediately goes, "Have you heard of Mintable?" And it's like,
yay! Oh, that makes me feel so
good.
It was honestly, thank you. That makes me feel so good. It was such a good experience, and again, I kind of I have like, I think everyone can get obsessive when they get really passionate about something, and I overly obsessed over. I felt like I was in college all over again. Like I went through every platform, and I'm like, these are the ups and downs, and so choosing Mintable, I'm so glad that you guys feel that way. It was a good experience, and yeah, no tribalism yet, but like I said, the people that the people that sort of look at my work or have seen my work still don't understand what I'm talking about. And so like everything that I'm even posting like on Instagram, people are like, oh cool, but I have no idea what like an NFT is. And so maybe I educate them on that. I don't know. But
Well, I think that's what we'll all end up doing. You're definitely going to end up being one of those, teachers, because
We're
you're
all
going to
teachers
have to.
right now.
We're all going to have to
Yeah.
answer the frequently asked questions of our own communities.
Yeah.
We're going to become
Which is
experts
kind of
without
neat, right?
realizing it. We're
I
all
love,
like experts right now.
yeah.
You should
I
do
love being a pioneer.
consultations.
It's so cool. Sorry, I have my heater on. It's really
No,
yeah.
but Nathan definitely hit that on the head there too. You should start your own, Telegram group so you can build your
Oh.
own community, like I have. So people that do like your art, maybe they can't afford it, but they appreciate your art and they might be able to help you find people that can afford it. And I've seen that in my own community with certain things, and it's just one of the best things I've ever done is really just given a place for my friends, followers, and community members to have a place to engage with not just me, but with each other, because they obviously have something in common, and this can bring them together. So you would be bringing a lot of people you could start your own damn clubhouse.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe I'll have one of you. I literally got on Telegram like 2 days ago, probably because of you. So like or maybe it was a week ago, but yeah, I would love to. Like actually education is a huge passion of mine, so anything I can do to help others get in get in this space, but also be a pioneer in this world, like I would love to do that. So yeah, maybe I'll start my own Telegram. Can you make like co-hosts?
Yeah, you can make admins or moderators, so
yeah.
people. Yeah,
I'm just literally like, I'm volunteering.
Oh, you're definitely gonna get used to this quick. Trust me. This is.
I'll hop in there and help stir up some.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm like, can I volunteer, Nathan?
I want all artists to have these, community tools at their disposals and utilize them as well. Having a Twitter and Telegram. Yeah, exactly, dude.
Like that's such a good example of like what a community can do if you build it right. Like it's crazy. They can move mountains with that.
Yeah, have you heard of Uplift, by the way?
No. I don't think so.
So Uplift is a project, we could say, to sum it up, it's a music and art, project that you can collect. They're also making Minecraft NFTs, and they're actually making Minecraft and the NFTs interact with each other, so to speak, in a way. But every time they sell some amazing NFTs, they donate money to a charity every single time.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
I think they've raised
and
over
also
like
the title is so perfect
$200,000
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, and that's the thing.
And that's just with their community, just like people that want to collect beautiful art and cool music and play in Minecraft, and at the same time they're like giving money to charity while playing with NFTs.
Yeah, they're like, watch us like socialize and have fun all day, and also change the world.
It's funny.
That's what's fun about it.
Recently, one of my intentions was I want to change the world. Literally, like every day, that's like my intention. So maybe it's coming true to life.
There's three steps. There's 3 steps to changing the world.
Oh, all right, I'm ready.
Write them down.
I'm writing them down.
Change your world.
Yeah.
Change one person's world.
Yes.
You have already changed the world.
I love
Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
It starts from within, you know?
And you're doing
Yeah.
it already with step one. Step two is
Yes.
creating that telegram, helping somebody do exactly what you're doing. And then they create their own telegram. They help somebody. They create their own telegram. They help somebody. And it's just this perpetuativeness of social, uplifting. And that's why I love Uplift. It's exactly
I
well
love that.
worded.
And in a world where a lot of people are from different places, like you said, your family immigrated here, and I'm sure there was some assimilation to the community that was difficult at times. But now we have a way for people to create their own communities, no matter where they live, no matter where they're from, and it kind of takes that uncomfortable step out of like trying to fit in some ways.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
like a really cool thing that this space has to offer too. It's like it helps us evolve the way that we even view our social practices.
I'm going to post this link one more time in the chat for you guys to check out the mintable.app listing right there. And then you said the next one's going to be a physical redemption one for the suit that you're actually wearing in that art, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that will be April 7th.
Are you going to do that as an auction, or is that going to be listed like this one's listed?
I might auction that one.
Oh, I can vote on your item because I have a DAO NFT, so I have voting rights.
Oh my god, that's exciting! So I'm definitely gonna auction it.
So I'm gonna vote that I like it, and I vote it. Next, I'm gonna vote it's beautiful. Next, innovative. Next, a must buy. Next, the other options are. Oh, underpriced? Okay, that sounds bad, but then I was like, okay, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah,
it sounds like one of those traps on one of those, like, are you a robot?
Yeah, why are they putting trick questions in this? We're trying to help somebody.
They are trying to figure out if you're a robot. Yeah.
The only thing that made me know that it was a good thing at first was like, oh, there's a starry eye emoji letting me know this is a positive.
Hey, they're conditioning you already.
Yeah. I'm just like a dog. I'll drool at the ring
classical
of a bell.
condition. Yeah, Pavlovian conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it to myself intentionally for different things. If you know how to program, I did 2 years of psychology, so it's just like fun to kind of just play with my own brain because I know how.
It's so cool. Yeah,
it's just like it's like becoming it's almost like becoming a spiritual developer or like an internal developer. I can't make an app, but I can like make myself, whatever. I could program myself.
Oh no, I get it. Like, yeah, behavioral psychology, like essentially being able to program your subconscious is insane. And that's something I'm definitely really interested in.
One of the
and it has all to do with that. I think it's about kind of programming your subconscious to make good decisions without realizing it, and then you kind of deliver yourself into success. Just manifestation, essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
So how I did it before, and this is weird, but it works. I mean, if we want to try it, by all means, go for it. I wouldn't let myself smoke, or do anything recreational, drink, whatever, right? Watch Netflix or anything fun, like play video games, until I went to the gym.
Cool.
And I eventually got it down to the point, and hear me out on this because it got bad. As long as, and I negotiated with myself though, right? So you know how that works, right? When you negotiate with yourself. But I got to the point where I would allow myself to smoke or play video games if I at least went to the gym and used the bathroom. Like, at least I got there, I walked inside, and then I left. But I at least got to the gym. I used to joke around with my friends because when I was losing weight, it was kind of slow at first, and I lost about 100 pounds altogether. So at the end of a 1 year routine, they were like, what the heck? And I was like, dude, at one point to me, going to the gym was like, I went every day, even if it was just to use the bathroom. And eventually I stopped just using the bathroom and I went every day anyway. So, and the conditioning though was I got to smoke. So like I got to watch Netflix. I got to play Xbox. So like, if there's vices that you enjoy, give yourself a treat after you do a trick. Make yourself roll over. Make yourself sit down. Make yourself be a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marco Willing says that you want to take discomfort and put a couch in the middle of it and treat it like a living room. Like you need to kind of live in that to discipline yourself. I was I tried to be a pro kickboxer for 10 years. It
Wow.
didn't work, but I still tried my best. And it got me to this point. But something Kenn was talking about is just like showing up. Like, that's the start. You just show up, and sometimes some good stuff happens to encourage you, and then you just like go for it in that next level. Like we would always smoke and like mess around, but like then we'd go spar for hours, and like we kind of found ways to like make it our life. So we just do everything around that thing. And that's like with weightlifting or anything people do, like it just becomes a lifestyle, and you start to do all the fun stuff in that thing, you know.
So true.
Like parties at the gym, or you know, like pizza on Friday after a big workout, like with all your friends, like all that kind of stuff.
So I actually wanted to bring something up, because when you mentioned Blau, it made me start to think a little bit about those, you know, kind of those like performance theater kind of events, and how Blau's NFT, you know, the one that I bought, I get like, you know, VIP access to his events for life. I never have to buy another concert ticket ever again.
That's crazy.
You know, there's a lot of utility.
Wild.
Have you thought about maybe having like your own like season pass or lifetime memberships where I could maybe get like, you know, I could be like a first chair audience member. So now I could buy that chair, even if I'm not in it. You know what I mean? It says reserved for Kenn Bosak, because I gave you 10 grand, you know, for a one NFT. But because I did that, I can go, or I can send my friend that NFT, and they can sit in my seat at that time that day. And you know, or I could sell it. I could lease it. I don't even have to sell it.
I was just going to say that. Next thing you know,
I could lease out my NFT. So it's sort of like when friends pitch in together to buy season pass tickets to like a football game. Somebody will take the odd days, the even days, the bi-weekly, weekly. They split them up. I could see something like what you're doing with the performance arts, where people are physically engaging with what they could also, at the end of that event, when they're done seeing this performance piece at that concession stand on the way out, instead of buying a t-shirt, they could buy that NFT of that performance piece that they just witnessed. By buying it on their way out, that utility could be something along the lines of, now you get half off your next time coming back, or you can get free admission next time. And every time they buy one, it's almost like they only ever had to buy one ticket to come and see your performance. And then every time they leave, they just buy another NFT. And that just, now they keep coming back for free, essentially how they feel, because they're buying a t-shirt. And because they bought the t-shirt, they get back in the next time there's an event.
Yes. Wow.
Cycles.
It's so good. I, you know, when I joined some of these sessions, and Blau was in one of them, I was thinking of potentially like having ticketed NFTs, you know, for the performances, but I, to be honest, had not thought of the season pass, of the lifetime pass. I think that is so incredible. Wow, thank you. Yeah, and like, or even like
a discount, even like 50% off or something, anything. Like,
by the way, you could also stake NFTs. So if you ever picked up one of mine, which I think I may have one, or I could buy one from one of the guys that are watching live because they have them listed for sale. I could buy one, and then I could sell it, send it to you, and you can actually stake my NFT. Basically, you're just going to hold my NFT right here. And because you're holding it over here, you're going to earn crypto every hour. Every hour, you're just going to earn crypto because you're holding an NFT in this corner over here instead of over here in this spot. It's just like where you put your NFT, it can do things passively, whether it is leasing it out for somebody to borrow and use it, or if it's for staking to earn something, some kind of reward for holding it there, which is basically what staking is. It's just holding something in a particular spot rather than holding it in a different spot.
In this case, you're helping to monetize your interactions instead of like net the value of the asset per se. So like that's the advantage that you get. Like they just want you to be a part of the environment, put your thing in. That's what a lot of the NFT staking is about, because they're gamifying a bigger environment basically.
This has become a way to invest in people. You know, a lot of the times I tell people, Kenn, why don't you buy stocks? You know, like I hate stocks. I will never buy stocks. And the reason being is, why would I buy stocks in Nike's company when I could buy stock in Michael Jordan? Because Nike is investing in Michael Jordan. So
Yes.
why wouldn't I invest in what they're investing in and invest in them? That doesn't make any sense. That sounds stupid.
You're taking out the middleman,
Right. So
Like,
now if Nike has a deal with you and they have like performance gripped shoes for theater stages and now they have a deal with you, I don't have to buy Nike, whatever stocks. I could buy one of your NFTs. And if Nike's investing in you and I have one of your NFTs before I'm an early investor.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
so
what
this
they're
is a way for us to socially invest in each other. If you see, and a way I like to think about this sometimes, and this, I love seeing kids coming into NFTs because you see Kickstarters and GoFundMe's for like a child who may have been in an accident and got hurt and they need the community to help raise money because the insurances is a scam in America. And you see all these people chip in and help get this kid a life-saving surgery most of the time that the government just would have said, sorry kid, you're not worth the money that we can print for free, we're just going to let you die. Now that kid is alive because of people investing in that kid who grows up to become the president of the United States, right? Or somebody who cures cancer or makes a cure for COVID. We don't know, but now imagine that $5 that you sent to GoFundMe or Kickstarter was an NFT, a digital collectible.
Wow.
That now that person, when they're a president who has this amount of influence and audience, you're an early investor in that by doing good. Now, I don't have to just buy art. I could literally say, here's $5 to your college fund, kid. And I'm buying a doodle NFT from their Wax account. But maybe they'll grow up to become a famous artist. Who knows? But this is the first time we can actually invest in each other.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, every human being is a non-fungible asset.
Yeah.
I got another super chat.
We can invest in each other finally. So
I love that
so much.
I got a few of them. Thank you so much.
Did you ever eat that?
Yeah, I didn't see you eat any.
Called out. He's not trying to ruin the rest of his day.
Not that. I wasn't trying to ruin the rest of this conversation, but we can wrap things up in a few minutes because, yep, it is 1 o'clock. All right, I will eat a 100 milligram gummy for all of you bros out there sending me so much love today. Thanks for all the subscriptions and everything.
Yeah, we love you, and thanks for being Kenn so high. We appreciate it.
Yeah, an hour goes by fast. You're welcome to come on anytime you want. Yeah. Whenever you have an NFT that you're launching. And, oh, wow, this is really strong.
Oh, God, I thought you were about to choke. I was like, I'm way too far to help.
It tastes like bomb water, dude. It's gross.
Oh, no.
But 3D, Douglas, if you're watching, can you please feature her mintable drop or her mintable sale on QV? Wow, this is really gross. QV NFTs. Thank you. I just want to swallow it to get it off of my tongue.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. This went by so quickly. I literally thought it was like 10 minutes in.
That's the thing. We time warp people. We've been having
exactly. Maybe this is in the metaverse somewhere.
I want to wrap it up though with at least letting you have that floor, that opportunity to ask me or Nathan anything about NFTs that you may have thought about. Say, hopefully we would answer, or anything that you would want to ask us. This is your chance.
Thank you. Wow. I'm like speechless by this conversation. I did have a quick question on your opinion about like IPFS versus like Pinata and like what the best sort of or other platforms that I may not know of that can hold, like for me it would be like these videos or these high-res photos that are safe, that I feel are safe enough and high quality enough. And I don't know if you guys have thoughts on those.
Yeah, I can touch on it. I'm sure Nathan will be able to, build on top of it after I'm done. But right now, I think Pinata.cloud is the best option for artists coming in right now. But future proofing, maybe looking at, and hopefully we'll see more NFT marketplaces working with companies or projects like Filecoin or Sia, or, there's these blockchains that are basically like Pinata So we could use them for the file hosting for the NFT to call back that image and say this is the image to the NFT instead of using IPFS. So that might be like that next step. It's way more technical. It's definitely not user friendly, and no marketplaces are really working on that interoperability where like if I'm on OpenSea or Rarible or Mintable or Atomic Hub or Ghost Market, and wow, there's Nifty Gate. There's a lot of marketplaces.
Quite a few. I know of a new one that's about to pop up too. Pretty soon.
Oh,
I'm excited about that. I could tell people in a couple weeks.
Okay.
yay!
I forgot where I was going now because you said that and I got excited.
Oh,
But yeah, those places, you know, don't really, I guess, have like that. So
That layer, yeah. I know what you mean. Like linking it to IPFS and these things is pretty new in some ways because people are just kind of gaining common knowledge of how to do that stuff. And it is a little more technical on some platforms, but at the same time, that lends itself more to an artist because a lot of things that we do are kind of technical. We want to have control over how things are released, how they're worded, how they drop. And like knowing that your file is going to be like saved forever potentially too and not lost because like that specific protocol went down or something. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of open
so many
source.
advantages.
There's a lot of open sourceness to this as well. So like when somebody tries to sell a physical painting, they could try and tell me they bought, you know, a really expensive canvas to paint it on. They bought really expensive paint and all, and I wouldn't know the difference, to be honest. So you could tell me that your production cost was like $1,000 and then your time was whatever, and little do I know that you just use like Crayola crayons on a piece of paper. I wouldn't know the difference. But with NFTs and that metadata, we will know if you didn't use, you know, IPFS. I could see, you know, where this image is being stored by looking at the NFT, looking at the metadata, and then just saying, you know, so a lot of artists may do things that, you know, may not be technically correct. But I do believe that the buyers will be more tech savvy than the artists, and they will educate. They'll say, "Hey, man, you fucked this up," you know, or "Yo, bro, like this ain't right, like this doesn't," you know. So like they'll educate the artists as they come in because the buyers, I believe, will play that role as educators as well. The same way artists will have to educate those buyers who are interested but don't understand the tech.
Yeah, because a lot of us from the traditional art space are very free, very loose. It's hard to get us to sit down and learn something. It's like a lot of us are gonna. I got some good help from a lot of people that I know, but it's gonna take that little bit of education to onboard a lot of physical artists into the NFT and digital art space because, you know, like a lot of people expect like, oh, you're a digital artist, you must be a computer whiz. And so, well, not per se, like not necessarily, not compared to some people I know, especially. So
yeah.
I mean, like you look at just any of these platforms right now and the ease of use, and then you look at the ones that aren't so easy or actually offering a better product. I feel like it's better to have it be more difficult if you're like a real artist. I don't know. Because then it's like you don't want the barrier of entry, but you want like some sort of like skill to be involved in the artistic process.
Yeah.
Because then those of us that put our time and effort, our blood, sweat, and tears, our like real sweat equity into each project, we feel less rewarded than somebody that just slaps something together, I guess. So I don't like, it's hard to say like what's art. Like I know it's subjective, and how long does it take to make a good piece? That's subjective too. What does it take to make a good performance? All these things. But like at least we have some control over what we say about it. And we can decide as a community what's good and bad too, just like by voting with our crypto essentially.
Yeah. You are what you hodl, you know?
Yeah.
I can see so, you know, that's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize, and artists have already been, you know, kind of doing this, and I know the ones that have been, and it's funny. But, you know, if you buy somebody's art, a lot of the times that, you know, the artists, and you may not realize this, buyers, but they're going to go look at that address in that wallet and be like, oh, who's this person that just bought a piece of my art? And they're going to get like that first impression of who you are by what you hodl. And they're going to see all these nudes, or they're going to see, you know, whatever this like, you know, politically incorrect stuff, maybe like whatever the case may be. you are what you hodl by first impression a lot of the
Yeah.
times now. And I think, people are going to, start to realize that on an internal level. I don't really care too much about like the social recourse, but I think internally, due to the transparency, I'm not saying like, Big Brother's good or whatever, but that's sort of what religion is. It's supposed to give you a little, self-governance, something to help you govern yourself. I think having a truly open wallet and saying these are the pieces of art that I collect pretty much tells the world a lot about yourself, and it lets you know a lot about yourself, and you kind of watch yourself at that point, right? I think, so what I'm getting at is people are going to watch what they buy. They're going to watch who they buy from, some people really like German Shepherds and they think German Shepherd paintings are beautiful, but I might not want an Adolf Hitler German Shepherd on my wall.
I get that. Yeah.
I get that. I mean, who wants that on the wall, really?
No, but yeah.
But for a fact there are people out there that have it, that bought it, that established it has value, and they have it hanging up in the privacy of their own homes.
So many people just logged off right now. So many people that love.
I live in the South.
But I'm just saying, would that art still have value if it had a way that people always could publicly see whose living room it's sitting in?
Yeah. Like I've seen that, like where I live, like that kind of attitude. It's not pretty.
Nope.
But it would be better, like you're saying.
They're the people that don't have their blinds open and they keep their curtains closed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Where I live, you see that from time to time. I'm like in North Carolina, and we're like right on the doorstep of like being very rural. So things like once you leave the city, they can get a little weird.
So like Nathan was saying, people will speak with their money socially. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a way to invest in each other. It's a social currency. People will want to support good people if they see good people doing good things. This is why if you're a fan of one of the Kardashians for whatever reason, right? They do a lot of charity work. They do. And so some kids look up to that and they want to support that person by buying a stick of lipstick or something, right? And
here's one I saw on Rarible this morning. Lindsay Lohan is up there with 25 ETH. Isn't she donating like a lot of that to charity?
Yeah,
so, like,
as far as I know, she's donating it all to charity.
Oh, I thought. I just didn't want to put that out there as like 100%.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan's donating it all to charity, bro.
Yeah, so like you'll see that a lot now all of a sudden.
Yep.
So
maybe we'll get to that point.
No, that's the thing though, right? Like, yes, yes, because again, you're a part of that early Renaissance. She may be popular and famous in the old world, but you and her are on a balanced place now here. You're both new. She's bringing in some old credit score system that may have something and it may be worth something, but that's like, to me, what I'm seeing with celebrities and their NFTs, that's sort of like tulip bubble momentum, right? Like
it is though, because you look at her with her reputation.
Is she going to start a Telegram? Is she going to be engaging with her community? That's what I'm saying. There's a huge difference.
Here's the other side from just value proposition perspective, right? Like if I'm a businessman and I'm looking at the value that everybody brings to the table, Beeple just sold a piece for $69 million. Lindsay Lohan made 25 Ethereum. Whose name recognition gets them more places? Who's recognized all over the world? Lindsay Lohan.
I definitely didn't know who Beeple was until he made an NFT.
Exactly. And that's a good point, though. This is the point I'm making. Like, we're at this point in society where perception no longer matters.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be about what people really want,
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan's going to be DMing you for advice in a couple weeks after she sees what you're doing with augmented and NFTs and physical redeemables. Like, I can't get it. I mean, it would be cool. I don't care. Let me get a Lindsay Lohan flip-flop. Let me get something that I can redeem with this NFT, and you're already way ahead of that curve. She's going to have to catch up.
Let me get that Parent Trap T-shirt.
Ooh, bro. You know how much memorabilia she probably has from props, and that's the stuff. Will Shatner may not like me, and I don't care. I like you. What he did, William Shatner did NFTs very well. Very well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
And
what-
he's like an 80-year-old dude, and he's like, I did NFTs better than Lindsay Lohan.
He dabbed on him.
Yeah, he did. All right,
Jackson,
let me wrap this up. I would
So
love to
funny.
have you back on the podcast when you're
Thank
dropping
you.
your next NFT. We're going to be featuring this one here. Let me bring it back up. This one here will be featured on QV NFTs, quality value NFTs. So this is the weightless saturation performance. Ugh.
Yes.
Words are hard. Edibles are strong. It's a one-of-one physical painting. So you own a one-of-one painting and 188 high-resolution photos and a written review. So this is, by all means, way more immersive than most NFT art that we have seen on most platforms. So go ahead and check out mintable.app. It is definitely my favorite marketplace. And as always, bros, have a day.
Have a day. We love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hello, happy bros. Hey, you're about to get a face full of the Kenn Bosak. He's a mentor. That's what I heard. He's a connector. Oh yeah. He's a brilliant leader. I've seen it. He's Kenn Bosak. Oh, happy bro. You gotta get some Bitcoin and hold it. Happy bros. You gotta get those NFTs and you gotta hodl that stuff. You gotta hodl it. 'Cause I'm Kenn bro. We got your Bitcoin, bro. He's an original. Buy some NFTs and hold them. How many times does he have to tell you? Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Going to the moon. We're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. 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 Yeah, we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. Bro, we're going to the moon. Oh yeah, we're going to the moon. We're gonna get real high. Real high. Yep. Real high. Hello, happy bros. Come get your Kenn Bosak.